This is going to be the first episode of an ongoing series of development updates for Letterloom. So here we are at Letterloom. Let's start something new. So after you type something, you get this little preview window. This is new. So this is actually a tiny version of what you'll see here. And then once you're in the preview context, you don't see that anymore. That's very useful. If you have links or things like images or videos in your Loom, you can see them all here in your preview without having to go to the preview area. So you can drag in images and text files. So if I had a text file here, I could just drag that in. Notice that we have in this text file, we have a pink square and a video. So the video is a Readme for drawing, the drawing tool. And so it's just showing you how you can type out /draw any size and then get a drawing window of that size. So if you're constructing something like webcomics or basically anything where you need to create a custom sized image, that allows you to do that. All right. So here we are. I've just dragged in that file. So something that we've added is the ability on a specific Loom to download a text file of it. So before we could do this, over here we could download the text file. And now you can do it from the Loom on the side here. You can also download the entire group that you see here as a text file, which becomes very useful when you have groups of Looms that are tagged the same thing or groups of Looms that are collected under the same title, bookmarks, groups of Looms that have something in common that you would like to export them all in one file. Then of course you can drag those exported files into this editor here. So I haven't edited in the last week from before, and so here I have all the different Looms in one Loom. And this was a comic book. So first of all, there's a webcomic that I edited a bunch of, and then there's short stories, and just different files. So another new thing that we added in Letterloom this week, or this time, was sections. Sections used to be there in the old Letterloom, but not recently. So these are the selections. So they basically, what they let you do is they let you go to specific places in your Loom. And so you can make them with these little, these right here. So in your Loom, anytime you're separating a spot and you want a new section, you put these things. And then when you go to your preview, these will appear over here. And then you click those and you can go in between. Just in order to demonstrate that I can download this file, I'm going to click this button and then I'm open this, and I'll show you that it's literally the exact same text file that we dragged in. Not only that, if you take this little downloady button and you drag it into here, the entire text of that Loom gets dropped into here. So that's extremely helpful for things like templates. Let's say, for example, I wanted to just have this arrow up here. This right here is the only thing in this Loom. And what it is it's a link to the first document of a webcomic. now we can, anytime we make a new loom with a comic strip in it, we can just be like, okay, well, we need that button first. Like, we obviously need that button. So that's a cool thing you can do. As well, you can drag the top into the same thing. Another thing I wanted to show you that's not in the release notes yet. So I wanted to show you that there is a new reverse color for the draw tool. So here's this is our drawing tool. Currently is what it looks like. It can be a different size than this. Like I was saying before, you can draw 600 by 900 and have a very big, tall drawing. You might have to resize your screen to work on. But Letterloom also has a night mode, which means we can go to a darker version. So this might be something that's useful to you at night, or it helps your eyes a little bit. So this is just, it's going to save as a ping, which means we have transparency available to us. And we can draw what we want here, and then, you know, if we switch back to the other version, like, you can see that the art stays, but it's like the background just shows you a different background. So I think that looks pretty nifty. And then a thing you can do with the draw tool with the fill, so you click a color and then you see this little tint bubble fill up with the color. What you can do is click it and then click undo, and your art will be pushed back over top of that. And it's because a canvas has a background and its art layer sort of on in different contexts. So when you replay the old art, you undo the old thing back onto the new thing, it doesn't undo the canvas color that you set. It just undoes the drawing that you had. So, but now this is part of my drawing, so this is going to stay from now on. So I couldn't do that trick again. It would replace it because all the pixels are filled up. Now what you can do is erase. So erasing will get you back to that transparency. And then you can do something like fill that and then undo that. So there are tricks to do it. That might actually be a good trick for, I want to fill it, and then I'm going to select a size. I'm going to go to the eraser, and then I'm going to go erase. You can make some boxes, yeah. And then whatever you put in the negative. So now I'm going to select this as the color, white, and I'm going to click fill, and I'm going to hit undo. Okay. I'm going to go back one more, do it again. Oh. See now if you if you go back more, you're stuck with that background. So maybe I'll fix that. Maybe that'll be it won't be that you do that trick anymore. But for now, you can do that trick. It's up to you. All right. Oh yeah, so let me just finish showing you this so you can appreciate what Letterloom is a little bit. Doesn't really make sense to be here and not use it to create something. Okay, so this is a really bad drawing, but that's not the point. The point is that you can make a drawing. That's really bad. So I hit save here. Obviously we can see it here in our preview at this point. And this you can scroll up and down. Once we go to the preview now, we can actually see, I'll flip back because there's not good reverses for those yet. So we can see that we get these little hover tools. So up here, this is going to be our edit. We can edit our image. We could also clone it, start with a new, just duplicate it basically. We could also start a new image using this as the background that we're going to trace but not have it be part of the image. Or we could just delete it because it's terrible. So I think what I'm going to do is we'll edit it first. We'll just give it some eyeballs. Just want to prove that this works because it does. Okay, he's got some eyeballs now. Let's say I wanted to do a new version with, I don't know, yellow wings or something. So I'll hit save. Now there's two of them. So down here, there's another one underneath. And if I hit preview, there they are. Okay, so another thing. Oh, and I'll show you the tracing thing too, because why not? Here's the tracing one. It starts with nothing. And let's say you just go like, all right, well, just going to do this, 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 this. All done. I traced it. So there's our beautiful tracing at the bottom there. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. So cool. And of course, the title bar up here, you can title whatever you like. Some bad drawings. Can't spell either. Drawings. Dr. Wang's drawings. Yeah, of course. And so that's cool. Over here, everything's updated. But let's say you're working on some art, right? And in one loom, and then you are working on some other stuff in this other loom. But you're like, hey, you know what? Let's get that art in here. Boom, easy as pie. So we just added that art to the top of that loom. Just by dragging that little button in. I know that they're not the right color at the moment, but those will get fixed. All right, so I think that's basically the Letterloom update I wanted to give you guys. There's plenty more. If you, under the help thing here, if you go to the Readme, this is actually a living document that I am writing, that I'm working on as Letterloom. So Letterloom has its own Letterloom account, and these are all generated with Letterloom. So I'm creating them with Letterloom. So all these, where it's drawings, there's little drawings and writing on these pictures. I did that in here. Anytime, like all these little screenshots I took from here and then just dragged them right into the interface, and they uploaded, and then I just edited them here. It makes it a lot easier to do documentation. I have about 50 pages that I need to have at the end of this, and there's about 30 at this point. But this is a good page to keep an eye on. Also, there is a changelog. So changelog is at the bottom here. Bottom of the README, there will be a link to the changelog. So the changelog is talking about all the most recent changes that are considered live or finished or whatever. and also just like what has changed, what has moved, where is something, how does something work, how was something improved or removed. So I didn't really talk about this stuff. I talked about stuff that's newer than this. So stuff that I talked about with the dragging in the thing and the background color of the draw pad. Those will be part of 0.7.7. But the changelog has not been written for that yet. All right. My name is Adam Holwerda, and it was a pleasure having this discussion with you guys. I want to make a lot more videos like this where it's just sort of a development update of something I've built that I think more people should know about. Go to letterloom.com, start typing. You can make documents and then sign in, and it'll scoop up the documents you made and associate them with the new account you're making. If you don't want to make an account, that's fine. You can do most of the things in Letterloom without an account. All right. That's enough of saying goodbye, I think. I'm just going to click the button.